After listening to Jim recently speak about the OVW wrestler that turned himself heel before his match with Batista, I had a question. Does Jim have any stories about a wrestler going into business for himself that led to memorable moments and or matches?
Now, so somebody actually went into business for themselves and then it led to good shit. Well, I mean, that it depends on your definition of going into business for yourself. Because, I mean, there's lots of things that guys have come up with on the sperm of the moment whether it be something they said on a promo at the end or getting some heat afterwards. Maybe they weren't supposed to, but it was there. And led to rematches, but generally going into business for themselves is used in a derogatory term, as in they've done something stupid. You don't often hear the promoter claim, well, that fucking idiot goddamn, DiBiase or whatever went into business for himself and fuck, my house was up, $5,000 next week. Generally going into business for themselves is when somebody does something stupid or does something that gets them over or makes them money at the expense of the other people or the promotion or whatever the fuck. But there was a time Ernie Ladd went into business for himself and it was with Chavo Sr., right? When he switched a finish and put Chavo Sr. When Chavo was when he was hot, when he wasn't Chavo Sr., when he was just Chavo, when he was hot in Los Angeles, Hispanic babyface, and Ernie Ladd's got him by a foot and 120 pounds and just changed the finish and put him over and so that they could come back and do it again and drew a big house. So that's one example, but that's. If I was the promoter that night, I would have fucking been stunned if I saw it. But at the same time, if I saw how it apparently got over, I would have known what the fuck was going on. I don't believe anybody ever complained about it. That was one of the things Ernie did on his own that nobody complained about. So maybe that's an example.
And in Mid-South, he was in a unique situation because he also was in The Office. Los Angeles, he wasn't. But I have to think, even if it's a really big star and even if it's something that you could switch or turn to really be advantageous to the promotion, it still can't be easy. I mean, it's hard for a promoter to just say, okay, well, we let this guy do what he wants, but no one else can. You kind of have to put your foot down, I would think.
Well, yes, but, once again, in a case like that, and of course, Murdoch was noted for, I think he's done it more than once. If he was in the ring with a real green guy, he'd fucking call for he'd either call for body slam or whatever, or a small package, but some way or another, he would pull the guy down on top of him instead and hold him so the guy could not unpin Murdoch. And he'd drop the fall and then he'd cut a promo on him in the locker room so the guy could be shitting himself, but not in a main event match or something that was coming back and, or anything like that. But I mean, once again, there's you can do things on the fucking fly. I mean, guys many times have taken a bump and realized out of the ring and realized that should be it somehow and just taken the count out. And we used to be able to do that back when people had the mentality that you have a finish, but you also have a duty to make this shit look real rather than, I've just lost both my arms in a fucking tragic bump over the top rope, but I'm going to come back in and work for 10 more minutes because that's what we got planned. But, once again, if a guy has a good reason, I don't think the promoter considers it going into business for himself. But if the guy's just doing it to benefit himself or just does something fucking stupid that he's not told to, you hear more often about that.